Very welcome to you, beautiful morning. I sincerely apologize for stepping in a bit late. The weather, it was so wet on my side. But hey, I'm here. That's the big thing. That's the big deal. My name is Oluchi Kalo. Welcome again.
And I'm still David Okwasli. You know, when I came in, I asked them which side of Oka did you wake up from. The side you woke up from will determine whether you woke up with the rain.
Your sign was not wet at all.
Not even a drop of rain. Not even a drizzle.
Wow. That's nature.
But when you mentioned it, I had to look outside to see if I'll have to make plans for the rain. And I discovered it wasn't around me. So I had to move out immediately before the rain. You know it moves.
Yeah, it moves.
Yes.
It moves.
So, all right, you're welcome to the program again. This is our discussion segment. Like I told you when we started, tomorrow is June 12th, the new date for celebrating Democracy Day in Nigeria. And that was since June 6, 2018, when President Muhammadu Buhari announced that in recognition of the efforts done by Democrats, activists, and as well as MKO Abiola in the 1994 annual election, that the June 12th date will now be used to celebrate Democracy Day. And this morning we want to look at Nigeria's democracy, the lessons and the prospects. It's been 23 years since we started this experimentation consistently. The first time we'll be running up to that number of years in Nigeria.
Yes, and going straight to the main dish of the day. Our guest today is Sebastian Okoye. He's a public affairs commentator. Sebastian, you're welcome to the Weekend Show again. Yeah. All right, so Sebastian, let's go straight to the point. Tomorrow we're going to add a new year to our democracy. So far, so good. Do you think maybe we've gotten there, or there's still a lot of work to be done?
The answer is going to be two ways.
Okay.
It's going to be a yes and no.
We've gotten there, yes. We're still about to get there.
Yes, because we are not where we used to be.
Okay. Yeah.
We are on our way. But no, because we appear to be missing the track. We appear to be rigmaroling. You know, there's so much selfishness involved in this thing, and it's not helping anybody.
Okay, by your assessment, you said it seems we are rigmaroling, we are missing the track.
Yeah.
Let me phrase the question this way. Where, as at the journey so far, where did you expect that we should have been by now? What do you think that are the milestones we should have achieved at this 23rd year of experimenting democracy?
Before now, we should have already outgrown money politics.
Okay.
We should have outgrown money politics. But that is part of the main thing that is bedeviling us. You know, the people are impoverished, so money politics is still playing.
Top notch.
Yeah.
But is it really possible? I mean, is it really possible to get to that point where when you're dreaming of being a politician, you're not really dreaming of the national cake? And then when you're dreaming of election time, you're not really dreaming of having your own share. And when you're also thinking of going to vote, you're not thinking of, at least I'll make 2K there when I go there. Can we get to that point, and how can we get to that point?
The only way we can get there is if what belongs to you gets to you.
Okay.
What belongs to me gets to me. The greed will be minimal. The selfishness will be minimal. Because there is equal amount of greed and selfishness on the part of the politicians and then on the part of the electorates. You know, the electorates are impoverished, like I said earlier. There is hunger in the land, and everything is an opportunity for getting out of poverty.
Okay.
You know, after the few primaries that held recently of the major political parties, I won't mention names of parties.
It's okay.
You know, there was this joke in the social media, like a guy went to see his would-be in-laws, and they asked, "What do you do for a living?" He said, "I'm a delegate, man." you know.
And they said, say no more.
You know, it's, it has gotten to that level. Money politics, we can be able to defeat it if we really, in unison, if we really know what we want and then go out to get it, no matter how difficult. And I think there's an awakening. I just pray it's not just in the social media, where people are demanding for quality representation and all that. People are not going for party anymore. They are going for individuals with proven character, pedigree, and all those things.
But okay. Do you think we've gotten to that point where people can go for individuals? Do you think we've gotten to that point where you now, Sebastian, as an individual, you can say, see, I have what it takes to represent my people. Let me go, irrespective of the platform, I'll get to there. Do you think that we've been freed to get to that extent? Or you think, political parties still matter, Sha?
Yes, and I want to add to that. It's as if you got into my mind in the dimension. Now, it is not just, like you said, it's not just about people deciding that they will vote for individuals. It's also about individuals coming out to say, despite whatever platform, I have the opportunity to vie for any position without the influence of godfathers in that party. Now, if the reawakening you're talking about, especially as it concerns demand for good governance, increase in the number of people going to do their PVCs, have we gotten to that point? And if we've not, how do we ensure that we get to that point or sustain this reawakening to turn it into a positive structure that will better the democracy experience for us in Nigeria?
Well, I'll first of all brag about being an Onyanambra. You know, Anambra has been known to set pace in many things, even in some bad things. But I'm talking about the good ones now. You know, in 2003, an unknown young man came from an unknown party and won the election in Anambra. So, and with the wave on the social media now, there are people not from the popular party. There is Kwankwaso, Obi, Sowore, Moralo. They are making waves. And these are idea people. Some of them have proven themselves in places of public service. And then people are really talking about them. You know? And then I only wish that these people will come together and become one, so that all those people who are keen into their ideas will have one place to focus their attention. By so doing, the ruling party will go down. But if not,
you know, I'm happy you brought in the come together, because that is where my question is coming from. Now, when you talk about democracy, democracy is government of the people, by the people, for the people. Now, government where everybody feel I am the one in charge. Everybody feel included. Now, we're talking about Nigeria, for instance. We have some tribes that are saying, we don't really feel included, including Igbo tribe, feeling it's our turn. It's our turn to go up here. It's our turn to go up here. But then you also look at other tribes. There are some tribes that have set example of when they are sure it is their turn, they bring out one person and they back that person up. You get? Now, we in the Igbo tribe, we're saying it is our time, it is our time. But then we're bringing out a lot of people into the field. And even some people that we feel like, okay, if we send this person, maybe he stands a chance. You will still see people from the same zone rising up to say, like, this man is not going anywhere. This man is not going anywhere. So my own now is, let's talk about democracy in southeastern Nigeria, Igbo land now, as being part of the zones that make up a greater nation, Nigeria. How do you think we can organize ourselves here to ensure that come this next administration that is going to go to the federal, we will at least have a better say where we don't now have to cry of marginalization? I think it starts now. Talk about this election period. But how do we now strategize?
Well, we as Igbos need to go back to school politically. We need to go back to political school and learn how Northerners play politics.
Okay.
Yes. You see, Northerners have this unity of purpose. The North, at every cost, wants to retain power. And they know how to go about it at every turn of events. You know, as things unfold,
They know the
running up
next step.
to 2023, you will get a little idea, if not completely understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You understand? So the North plays politics well, but in Igbo land, we are individualistic.
And money-oriented, like you said. Money politics.
There's nowhere there's no money politics, but we are individualistic. And you know, individuality doesn't help anybody. Like the example, the proverbial example of broom. A single strand of broom, you can break it. But when it's a bunch,
You can't.
I have not seen that powerful person that has achieved that, you know. So if we can learn from the North and kill individuality, you know, we will go a long way.
Now, I also want to bring another dimension to this our democratic experience, because you cannot talk about democracy without talking about political parties, especially in Nigeria. Looking at the primaries that just ended across party lines, there were issues of money-backed politics, people sharing dollars. In fact, the example you gave was because of the kind of money that was running around in political parties for delegates. You also talk about those that were given to ward chairmen and all those stakeholders in the political parties. Now, the question I want to ask, looking at the last election, do you think that our political parties are getting it right, or where are they getting it wrong, if the kind of democracy, the kind of system we are looking forward to, we're going to get there? And what can they do, or what are the structures, what are the kind of laws that should be made to restructure Nigeria to get to that level where the citizen will not just wait for the general election. He will also trust that the process that will produce those people that will be on the ballot in the general election was transparent and fair and credible. Because we had issues with people who came out and then because they don't have the money power, they couldn't even get to participate in the primary. There was an incident in Lagos State where a candidate in a primary was shut out from the election venue. There was another one in Delta State where an aspirant also didn't even know the venue of the primaries. As at 4 p.m., he was still looking for the venue of the primaries with his team. Before he know it, they've released the result of the primaries. And he was like, how did this happen? So how are we going to ensure that the level that the contributions of the party in producing people are also credible and transparent?
Well, this is a very tough question, but I think I'll answer it this way. You know, every young person who is of age, who lives in this place where we practice democracy, should belong to a political party, should belong to community groups, charity organizations, you know, pressure groups. This is how you participate in what's happening. An attentive government pays attention to all of these groups. You know, movement for solidarity of this and that, they come and say, so thing the governor did, we don't want it. And before you know it, you are media guys, before you know it, in the next 24 hours or 48 hours, the governor or whoever it's addressed to has addressed it, you know. political participation is very important. Now, if all of us are involved in these political parties, it will be very much easier to air your views while in there. Maybe I'm a member of a political party, but I kept quiet because the wrong decision was in my favor or in the favor of my favorite candidates. I kept quiet. Maybe I was, maybe I am the only high-ranking person who could talk about it then, but because it's in my favor, I didn't talk about it. But if you are there, you air your views.
Oh, okay.
And then if it doesn't align with your views, and then I'm insisting on my own, you lobby David into it, and then it is 2 against 1. Your opinion defeats mine. Everybody needs to be involved. Thank you.
All right.
All right, so tomorrow is Nigerian Democracy Day. What's your advice to the current government, the incoming government, and the people? That's we the people.
Okay. To myself and others like me, I would say, if you have not participated in electioneering before, go and participate. If you have been passive, become active, because it's important. If you don't elect who takes charge of your affairs, that means you are like they say in physics, scalar. You are directionless. You understand? And then you are chief part of the problem.
Okay.
Because in democracy, as we know today, a single vote decides the winner.
Yes.
A single vote. Now, we have the notion that our votes don't count, our votes don't count. Do your vote so that you be at peace with your conscience that at least I did it. It's Oluchi that rigged the election. You know, that kind of a thing. But if you didn't participate,
you cannot say I rigged the election.
All right. Thank you.
So much. I understand. Do your part. Go and get your PVC. I'm really very happy that the turnout is very positive. People are turning out, irrespective of some of the hinges we're hearing.
In the southeast, we are still very low. In the southeast, we are less than 600,000 new registrants.
In the past week,
I thought they said, what's it called, this stadium at Enugu was filled up.
That's how we got that 600,000. In the southeast, we have less than 600,000. In other regions, the list they have there is 1.2 million, 1,200,000 and something. There are people who have 2 million new registrants.
Let me go and bring my village people to come and register.
Bring them.
Thank you very much, Sebastian Okoye, public affairs commentator, for joining us on the weekend show this morning. We looked at Nigeria's democratic journey, or Nigeria's democracy, the lessons and the prospects since we started this journey 23 years ago.
And then as we celebrate tomorrow, my own is, please go and get your PVC. Like you heard from our guests, we are really still behind in other regions. If our vote must count, then we must come out in number. Now let's go straight to our breakfast desk for our breakfast news.